She's your queen to be.
Hey, Pep.
Hey, girl.
How are you?
Girl, I'm good, but I just feel like I'm being tested, and it's fine. Because
Today?
I'm passing all the tests with flying colors. I have not had a nap today, but it's been a very productive day, and I have been looking forward to us being here with you and all of y'all who are listening. So, yeah, we lit. Let's get it. I'm doing well. How are you?
It's been an eventful couple of weeks. So my birthday was a few days ago.
I was gonna say, what's up, Tatiana?
It was on Saturday. I was in Jamaica living my best life.
Oh yes, we all saw.
It was amazing. I'm not gonna put this in the podcast just because, a lot of shit went down hours before my flight, and I was resilient. And I what's the word I'm looking for? You would think English was my second language.
You prevailed?
Yes, I managed to get out unscathed.
Yes,
even though there were some hating ass hoes that wanted to scathe me.
But you know why that happened? Is because in spite of how you were feeling, you kept the bigger picture in mind. You didn't allow any of this to ruin your birthday.
No.
And you know what that is? That's growth.
That's
I'm
growth.
very proud of you.
Yeah, I was proud of myself.
Because, fool's glow up
yeah.
is really real.
Well, I'm 31 now, so I figured I should be an adult, or at least semi-act like one. So, I didn't let it bring me down. I still had a great trip. I got some sun. I got drunk. It was amazing. It was a great trip. But, I'm not going to lie. It did take me some time to get out of that funk energy that I was in because of Nipsey. And
rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
Rest in power.
Oh my God. My whole spirit has been off since his untimely murder. It's awful to think about. Awful. I really feel like I lost a family member. And I wasn't someone that was heavy into his music. I knew his music, and I was a fan of, certain songs or certain albums specifically. But but him as an individual, him as an activist, him as what he's done for
as an African,
what he's done and what he'll continue to do for our community was just how can you take someone like that away? And it's hard to think how we're gonna move on from it, but we're gonna keep him alive through his music, through his children. His legacy will definitely live on, and he'll never be replaced.
And like you just said, I think that's the most important part. You said it, his legacy. And that's why we don't know how long we're going to be on this earth. That's why we have to be intentional. That's why when, shit gets in our way, we have to rise above it and we have to prevail, just like you did in regards to everything that took place before your birthday. Because at the end of the day, we're always going to have obstacles.
Yeah.
I did a pep talk on this on the gram. We are always going to have obstacles, but at the end of the day, we always must rise above in spite of it all. And I want to touch on what you said in regards to Nipsey's death hitting home. I think it's hit home for a lot of people, and I want people to be very cognizant that it doesn't matter in which way you related to Nipsey, but the bigger picture is, especially for our Black community, is that Nipsey's death hits home because we all know someone that had tried to pick themselves up by their bootstraps.
Yeah,
and
for sure.
Create a better life for themselves, for their family, for their community, establish a legacy, and they were taken.
Yeah.
And that is the plight of Black people. And let's be very clear, that's also what we call PTSD.
Yeah.
And so when people feel this way, I don't want anybody to be doubting themselves I didn't even know him. He was a celebrity. It is not that.
I wasn't into his music.
Exactly.
It's never too late to be a fan. You can't listen to these trolls oh, now y'all a fan. Bitch, shut up.
Exactly.
I can't stand someone that's like that. Oh, did you know him? You don't have to know
has
someone
nothing
to have a connection with them.
And it has nothing to do with that. Like I said, it hits close to home because for the majority of people, they have lost a black man that has been trying to do better for themselves or already was and was taken away too soon. Yeah. Whether it was by gang violence, whether it was by police, whether it was by a freak accident, we've all been through it. Yeah. And so that's why it's hitting so close to home. And I call out everybody to, if you do relate to what I just said, it's also a time for healing. Yeah. Let Nipsey's death, choose to rise above that as well. And in honor of whoever it is that you've lost, do the work so you can heal and so that you can go on and continue to live out the person you've lost legacy and Nipsey's.
For sure. And honestly, it's really annoying, those trolls that are like, oh, like, did you know him, or was he paying your bills, and why are y'all like, okay, so if that's the case,
block those people.
No, it's not even block those people. Don't be asking me to pray for your raggedy ass grandma who's sick. If you want to say her, because I don't know her either. I don't know her. Why do people ask people to pray for other people that they don't know? But then when you want to sit here and pay respects to someone that you feel connected to, now it's, but did you know them? And I never heard of it. And now all y'all are fans. Like, shut up. People are able to grieve in their own ways, whether they knew them personally or not. Like, you can have a connection. I know that's hard for like sociopaths to wrap their mind around. Empathy is a thing. But like, let people grieve in peace. Let people mourn in peace. Like, don't be dickheads, especially like the whole Kodak Black shit. Like, he was already canceled for me for several reasons. His comments on dark skin girls. Yep. The fact that not all the lights are on upstairs. Like, he just says some very stupid things. And he's been canceled in my book. But to say the things that you say about, whatever your comment was, jokingly or not.
And I don't even know what it is because I'm already too disturbed by everything that has happened.
Yeah, he basically went on live and said that he was going to give Lauren London like a year to mourn and then basically try to kick it to her after, like get all that crying shit out.
He did not say crying shit.
Yeah, he did.
Talk about insensitivity.
When I tell you, so now everyone in the music industry has come for him. Like, radio stations are stopping his music.
Good.
Clubs are not playing his music. I don't really care. Like, people are like, oh, do you think it's really should go that extreme? I don't really care about Kodak Black, but it's like Nipsey was a respected name. You will respect him. You will respect his family and his woman. Like, why would you say some stupid shit like that? Even if you're going to think it, don't say the shit out loud.
Right.
You want a reaction, you got a reaction. And so fuck Kodak Black. I didn't understand what the fuck he was saying in his music anyways. So I don't really give a fuck.
Wow.
And I went down this whole that's my thing. I went down this whole rabbit hole. I feel like this is circling back to our pepper soup today. I went down a rabbit hole of Nipsey and Lauren and their lives together. And I do this all the time. I go down rabbit holes, like, of people on social media and like finding out about their life and like what they do and what they don't like and where they're going. I'm a Stalkiana.
Okay, Stalkiana. Well, that's a perfect way to segue into our pepper soup topic.
Yeah, we got to get on a light note. We got to do it for Nipsey. So, we got to push forward, continue our lives like we would. Because that's what he would want. So absolutely. Let's get into this pepper soup.
And we also need to take care of ourselves in spite of it all. So let's bear that in mind always. But yes, on to the pepper soup. Stalkianas. So where should we start?
There's a lot of places we can start.
How about this? Have you been stalked?
Oh, yes.
Let's talk about that.
I have. And you know what's crazy is that I didn't think that I was stalk worthy because I know I'm not shit.
When you say not shit, what you mean?
Like, I'm just out here trying to make it. Right. So, like, yes, I do take trips. Yes, I dress cute occasionally. But, like, I'm nobody's, like, I don't know. I don't think I'm that poppin', and maybe that's me being modest. So I'm just like, I don't know why anybody would want to stalk me of all people because, like, I'm not shit. I live an actually very boring life. Like, Instagram may look like, my life is just 24/7 always popping, but it's really not. And that's,
she doesn't go out.
I don't, that's the scam in social media. Like, your life looks way more. No one's gonna post bad moments,
right?
What the fuck? Actually, no, there are people that post bad moments,
but they do that for attention.
Exactly,
when they actually need a therapist.
That's weird. Don't post yourself crying because I'm always gonna laugh at you, and don't post your hospital bracelet. Stop that.
Yeah, there's a time and a place, and people lack
fucking
tact
weird
and couth. So.
Because of course people, oh my God, are you okay? What happened? That's what you wanted. Right. Only but why do strangers need to know that, you just had a bowel movement, or, you just got your colon removed? Why do strangers need to know things like this?
Because people want attention.
But, and then you're giving more fuel to these Stalkianas. Like, now they know every single aspect of your life. And I've been stalked in a way of catfishing, when it was before it was big catfishing.
Okay.
Before it was a whole TV show.
Right.
I was in college, I want to say, and someone stole my pictures from Facebook and made a whole different account, and they friended one of my mutual friends, not realizing that was our mutual friend, and he hit me up is this you? And so I'm going through the captions, and it's oh, me and my boo. Mind you, it's not me and my boo. And I'm who the fuck is this? And I'm yo, I'm not this poppin'. I promise you, you don't, be yourself. Be you. Why do you have to take on the identity of someone else to, so I've been stalked in that way. And I've been stalked in other ways where, people will make fake pages and just, look at my story and shit. And I don't really pay attention to it like that. But, lately I have been, just because I've been, ultra alert lately for different reasons. Mm-hmm. But, I get it, though. I get the what's the word I'm looking for? The curiosity.
Yes.
I get it. I do. Sometimes, especially in cases of exes, you're curious. You're curious as to who this new person in your ex's life is, and how they differ from you, and how they're similar to you, and why is it that, this person is a new person with you, but they weren't a new person with themselves.
And that's very nice of you, but there's a difference between curiosity and stalking.
And stalking?
So I don't care how you put it. There's a major difference.
Oh, no, there definitely is.
And
there definitely is, to an extent.
I've never been stalked because
that I
know of. But I also, it's very serious for me.
But you're also not online for people to stalk you.
And that's what I'm getting into. Because let me tell you, since my junior year of high school, I have always Googled myself. It's something that I do religiously to make sure I see what is out there, because I'm an extremely private person. And even my most recent Google search, I was Googling just PEP TALKS and FUFU to see what would come up in the search engine. I Googled my name, my entire name, Perpetual Anastasia, all of that. And different parts, and even my Instagram doesn't even come up on the second page of Google. Doesn't. So I'm all right, I'm out here, I'm doing well. Howsoever, I will say, and my homies know this, that let's say you've met a guy at the club or anything like that. Yo, give me his first name. Give me 5 to 10 minutes, tops 15. I'll turn my computer around and be is this him?
Because you're a stalker.
Yes. So, and it's not a stalker, jealousy or anything like that. But for me, especially because I am socially awkward, especially social anxiety, I'm just I don't know this person. I don't know if you're going to be a killer or a psychopath. So I just need to know where you come from and what you're about, because let's be clear. People lie. And look at what happened to you. They're out here creating fake pages and all of that good stuff. Mm-hmm. I can't. That's just, it's too much. It's too much, and it's unnecessary. So you know what? Instead of me being stalked, I'd rather be the stalker.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I guess. But I was saying, there is an extent to the stalking.
Yes.
Okay, you have an ex, he or she has a new significant other, you've seen the person, leave it at that. You don't keep going back to
No.
Why are you tormenting yourself?
And you don't allow yourself to get caught, because I know that has happened with people who have been stalked, that they're yo, who is this person? Why have they been looking at my page? Mm-hmm. And then they turn around and they trace it back and they talk about it with their current partner, and their partner is yo, that's my ex-girlfriend, or that's my ex-boyfriend. And that shit is mind-boggling. And maybe it's because we're African and we have a lot of pride, but there's no way I'd get caught up like that.
I legit say that all the time. Like my pride won't allow me to do certain things. I do a really good job of taming my inner crazy because of how prideful I am. Like the shit that I've come up with in my head, but I was like, damn, that's going to make me look like I care too much, so I'm not going to do it.
Absolutely.
Like, so me actually, like, going to someone's page and, like, you know, because it shows you who views your shit. Right. I'm not viewing your shit so you can see, like, hey, who's this bitch? Like, I'm going to strategically move around that.
And quite frankly, Fu, I don't even think that's pride. I think that's integrity.
Thank you.
You got that.
Thanks. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll stalk you. Don't get me wrong, to an extent.
Right.
I mean, I stalk my man. I stalk my friends. Like, I'm a stalker. I am a Stalkiana. But to an extent, well, not really to an extent with my man. I'm going to stalk you all day, every day, several times.
Wait, so you guys follow each other on Instagram and all the other socials? Like, you guys have each other's stuff?
What do you mean we have each other's stuff?
Like, you guys you guys are friends on Facebook and you follow each other on Instagram and stuff like that.
Yeah, because if we weren't, I'm still going to be going to your page every minute.
And it's so funny because
what's the point?
I'm the opposite. We're not friends. We don't follow each other.
Well, we're not friends on, like, we don't follow each other on Twitter.
Right, but like Instagram and stuff like that, I'm like, I know he has it. He knows I have one too. But yeah, I don't need to. I'm good.
You never look at his shit?
I don't even know the username.
See, you're tripping. I need to know it all, baby. No. Like, I need to know it all. I need to know your fake Instas. I need to know your second Twitter names. Mind you, yeah, what's the point? With me, if we didn't follow each other, your name is always going to be in the search engine anyways. It's literally going to pop up immediately. So I might as well just follow you.
And so for me, I do it for my own self-regulation because it's not like I'm worried about my partner's actions, but people are disrespectful. And you know.
That's true. You
know how I am. You heard me this morning.
Yeah.
Like,
that's true. People are disrespectful.
So with that being said, I'm not about, you got to watch what you take in, watch what you allow yourself to view on your timeline and things of that nature. And so for my own peace, I'm like, you know what? I'm not looking because I'll end up dragging somebody. I'm good. So and that's because I know who I am. I know what it is that I'm capable of. I know my temperament and how much I have worked on it to become the human being that I am today. So for the sake of everybody, I'm like, I'm good. And guess what?
You're right.
At the end of the day, I'm a firm believer that what's done in the dark will always come to the light,
sure.
And God does not confuse. So what I'm supposed to know, because I already have all my stalking skills, I don't need to use them towards my relationship because what I'm supposed to know, it will come to me.
Well, I'm
not saying that you're doing it, for that purposes.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying that is why I don't stalk my partner specifically because I'm like, you know what?
I'm only stalking just because I'm nosy and I want to know what the fuck you're doing all day.
Yeah. Because she's the same person that if you don't text her back within a half hour, she's like, you're dead. There's no other explanation.
Exactly. So if I am texting you, but I see that little green bubble on your Facebook that says you're online, what the fuck are you doing? That's why I need to. Like,
and that bothers me too because even like the read receipts on Instagram or the blue checks on WhatsApp, and I see those and I haven't gotten a response. Now imagine me on social media. No, I'll lose it. I know nobody needs that stress.
And the whole like people being disrespectful and like I've seen comments written from girls like under my man's page, and I'd be so quick to want to comment like just jump into the conversation, but then my pride kicks in and I'm like, don't
your
look
integrity
crazy.
Your integrity
don't look crazy,
your integrity, because you know you're bigger than that.
Okay, we'll say that, but so I'm like, I don't look crazy, but there's been a few times where I've had to type and delete, like, don't post this, don't post it. And it's nothing that he's done out of line or even that he needs to check. It's just like your own like womanly intuition of other girls or other women, like being just
disrespectful,
not even
thirsty.
Thirsty and like not even disrespectful, but just like like just poking to get attention, basically. And
we'll talk about the pick-me's next.
Yeah, or wanting to get a reaction, basically. But
Yes.
it's like, but my man never gives a reaction.
Okay.
Literally, it's always just left unanswered,
Right.
or not even acknowledged. So that's also why I don't really feel like I have to say anything.
Right.
I know a lot of people feel like they got to jump in the comments, but it's like, it's really up to your partner to diffuse situations like that. Like, if some random bitch is putting heart eyes on your shit, delete the comment.
And block that bitch.
Like, delete the comment. That's all you have to do to avoid an argument. But you leaving it up and liking this shit, like, you're feeding into the entertainment. And that shit gets disrespectful. I think that is where social media has a problem with relationships. I don't think it's social media itself. I think it's the person behind the social media that doesn't know how to navigate it in a sense to make their partner comfortable.
Accountability.
Yes, exactly. So people blame Facebook for all these side chicks and side dudes. No, it's your partner. It's your partner's fault. Because if you can't control the actions of someone else writing on your shit, but you can control what you do with it after.
Exactly.
So, yeah, I'm going to stalk you. I don't care.
And you know what's funny? That you say
Because then I'm going to have to screenshot shit and be like, hey, look what this bitch wrote. You need to handle it. And then the next time I look at it, the comment better not fucking be there.
Absolutely. And it's so funny that you say that, because I've been in situations where, like, my homegirls have been like, girl, this comment was left. And I'm like, if I'm supposed to find out, I'm going to find out.
The fact that you don't follow your partner on anything, you don't even know his username, that speaks volumes. Yeah. I personally couldn't do it to myself. That would drive me crazy.
Yeah, no, I do whatever, by any means necessary, to keep my peace of mind. And it works.
You're right. Because there are certain things that drive me insane with seeing certain things. But now I've gotten too far down the rabbit hole. Like my Stalkiana. Like that's what happens. You see one thing, you click on the next. Oh, this bitch commented. Click on her picture. See if your man commented on anything. See if he liked anything. It's a whole rabbit hole.
21 days to build a habit, boo. 21 days to build a habit.
All right, I'm 31 now. So... it's just ingrained in me now.
Honestly,
I don't really want to change it either. I don't want to change it.
Well, then say that then, yes.
Yeah, I'm not working on it.
Okay, there we go. So,
on it.
The devil's in the details. It is what it is.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but...
I mean, relationships are complicated enough that it's like... And, we are in this new age where sometimes... it's immature, and this isn't like my particular relationship, but a lot of people's relationship is like they can't find out a lot of shit until they go onto their social media, and or the partner of their social media partner, and it's like, that's terrible.
That's problematic as fuck.
And writing subliminals and shit.
And
like,
you know what? Maybe
corny.
that's another reason, because I ask all the questions. Like, I want to know your mama's name. I want to know your mama's name. Like, what's your social security number? Like... and so maybe that is why I don't feel the need to stalk, because I'm like, yep, it's filed. It's filed. Like, everything is literally...
But, like, some people are different people on social media, too.
Oh, my gosh, yes. And we talked about the catfishing earlier.
Yeah.
Have you ever been catfished?
I just told you I was catfished. Oh, have
you, like,
someone...
Yeah. Like,
oh, have I fallen
like
for... No.
Yes.
No, because I think that those pages are so blatantly obvious that this is a catfish. And I don't really understand how people can fall for it, but then it's like, it's entertainment. Like the whole TV show Catfish. There's no fucking way you can't know that this person is not who they say they are. In this day and age of FaceTime, Skype, Snapchat, you didn't realize that this person was not who they said they were.
And in the episodes of Catfish that I have watched, it's sad because most of those people, like, they're looking for validation somewhere, or they've gone through a traumatic event and they don't know how to bounce back from it. So they feel like, this person has been here for me.
No, you're stupid.
Her face is so unsympathetic, y'all. Like, you're
stupid.
Over it.
You're stupid. If you want companionship and just like talking to someone, cool. But don't act surprised when you meet a fat Kelly Price. Like, that was from a Catfish episode. If people don't know, I'm not really calling someone that. But you can't act surprised. Like, oh my God, you told me you were 6'3" and dark-skinned chocolate, and then you run into this bald, fat white man. Like, that's your fault.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So what do you think about, like, the online dating and, what are these websites? Tinder and, like... Because I think before you go out with anybody online, like, you need to stalk them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You should.
And that's not even stalking. That's doing a background check and research.
Yeah. I was never into the whole online dating thing just because I always felt like it was kind of creepy. And like, I also want to, I'd be more comfortable knowing somebody that knows someone I know.
Absolutely. Yes. 6 degrees of separation is very real. Like, absolutely. It's like when you go onto somebody's page and it's like, oh, this person follows this person. Or when you get a friend request, it's like, oh, we have all these mutual friends in common. Cool. I'll friend you, even though I don't necessarily know you.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's true. That's kind of how, like, you know, if you don't meet someone, like, in person, that is kind of how it comes about. But if you're just going through, like, Tinder or whatever, then it's like, I don't know if this person is a sociopath or a serial killer. And that's how I always think. And you can stalk, but to an extent sometimes. Like, some people are actually good, like you. Some people are good at hiding their shit or are very private, so you can't always. But yeah, the whole, like, dating and relationships, yo, it actually is a great segue to Excuse Me, Miss Fufu today.
Let's do it.
Ooh, ooh.
I'm like, excuse me, Miss Fufu. Excuse me, Miss Fufu. Excuse me, Miss Fufu.
So, I actually got a question from a man.
Okay. Oh, hey, masculine energy. Maybe was that Mr. Dubison?
It could be.
His influence, we thank you.
It could be. Well, he did reference our last letter about basically, you know, being in a relationship. And remember our letter about the girl whose mom was basically starting to call her new boyfriend.
Oh, yeah.
son.
And I was like, yo, put boundaries up. Put boundaries.
Yes. So this letter comes from someone who says, "Excuse me, Miss Fufu. Love the show. You guys are a riot. I actually was writing in because I listened to the episode with the letter of the girl whose African mom, was a little overbearing in her relationship."
Oh, that's so polite of you. A little overbearing.
I know. That is sweet. And he says, "I, too, am actually in a relationship with a girl who happens to be African. And I remember you guys saying, like, that your families are basically all up in your business, and you guys kind of have to deal with it. And if you can't take the heat, get the fuck up out the kitchen." He was like, "Well, I am currently in a situation like that, and I just want to know how exactly I should go about maneuvering with my parents' girlfriends, because it seems like they're putting a lot of pressure on me to put a ring on it in a certain amount of time of us being together. And we've also had discussions of moving in, and that also escalated the conversation of marriage. I myself do see myself marrying her, but in my own time, and I really don't appreciate the pressure that comes along with it. I'm Black American, and I haven't really felt that type of pressure, or I can't really see what this. Okay, well, I'm assuming he's meaning he can't really take the heat that's in the kitchen.
Okay.
And he wants our advice on how to maneuver and go about, and because he really loves this person and he sees himself with her, but he doesn't want the input, basically, the 2 cents of her family dictating their lives together and the life that they're building or trying to build.
Well, you are currently with a Black American, so.
I am. So yeah, this letter actually did really hit home for me, because our cultures are really different. He is Black American, so, you know, I mean, his family is big and, like, they're close to an extent. They're not really as in each other's business as African families are. Or I don't even say African families, because some aren't. Some aren't like that.
Yeah, they're not. But the majority are.
But the majority are, and they want to know everything that you're doing. So, like I was saying to our letter that asked about this with her mom, I have kind of learned to let my parents just talk themselves to death. They're going to talk regardless. But at the end of the day, it's like, you're right. You don't want this to interfere with your relationship, and you want to protect your relationship. You want to protect your partner. But at the same time, you know, that kind of does come along with being in the relationship. Like, I too also had that whole experience of, like, you know, what about marriage and this and that? And it's like, you don't want to feel like you're giving someone a ring because their family forced you into doing it. So my advice to always give is just let it roll off your back, because she knows her parents better than you do, obviously. And it's the same in my aspect. Like, you know, my boyfriend would feel away. Like, obviously no one wants their significant others' families to not like them. But at the end of the day, you know, that's the person that you're with. You're not with the family. So obviously don't be disrespectful, but at the same time, just be firm about your stance. And like Pep said, you know, have boundaries to an extent, but that's really kind of up to her, because it's her family. It's not really your place to check her family. So if she's kind of letting this shit slide, then, you know, you need to have a conversation with her about that, because there's no way in hell someone's going to check my family. My partner has to be vocal about that to me. This makes me uncomfortable. Like, what are we going to do about this? And maybe she has to tell them to back off a little bit. But me personally, I just let my parents talk until they get tired, because usually they get over it.
So I agree with Fu and letting your parents talk till get tired, because I'm a firm believer in that nothing becomes a problem until you allow it to become one. And at the end of the day, if you're saying that you see yourself marrying this girl and that you do want to be with her and you want to do it on your own time, I don't see where the problem is. People are always going to talk. If it wasn't her family talking, it'd be somebody else talking. Like, there's always going to be external factors, external noise that is going to try to penetrate your relationship. If anything, y'all need to work on putting a barrier around this relationship where nothing can impede it. And so y'all are unbothered. Things will bounce off. And as I said in the last episode, like, when you are asked those questions, you know, are y'all paying for the wedding? Are you paying for the ring? Yo, you challenge it, because at the end of the day, nobody can tell you about your life because nobody is living your life. So it is, let's be very clear, young man, it is a choice if you allow this to bother you. I really don't think that this is a big deal. If this is the person that you say you want to be with, and you're being honest to yourself and you're being honest to your partner and all of that, then if that's what you want, then that's what it's going to be. Keep the bigger picture in mind and keep it moving. I don't think this is an issue. And if it is an issue, and if it's really an issue for you, I challenge you to reevaluate what it is that you're really going for in this relationship, because maybe you're not being truthful with yourself about really wanting to be with this person.
Yeah, I would agree, because it's like, if you're in that relationship and, you know, you have like an overbearing family, it is hard to maneuver. Like, that definitely is hard to maneuver. But at the end of the day, that's not the person that you lay with. That's not the person that you see yourself being with for a long time. So, you know, my advice, I just let my parents talk. Because, like, I know them better than anybody else does. And they will seem upset at first, which they're valid in their feelings completely. But at the end of the day, like, I'm an adult. I'm going to do what I want. And you know, you can give your opinion, but at the same time, it's like you can't protect your children from everything. And I think they understand that. So, yeah, they're going to talk. But at the end of the day, I'm their daughter. And they're never going to disown me.
Right.
So,
and another thing, though, I do want to say, and this is because I have my own thing about living with a partner. For me personally, I don't believe in playing house. So if you are going to move in with this girl, again, ask yourself, what is your plan? Because what, you're going to have the milk and not get the whole cow? You better have plans to do something with that girl long term if you're going to move into her, because you guys are sharing space. You guys are going to start sharing bills. So why are you playing around? That's a big thing for me. Like, if I'm moving in with you, that better be the next step. Absolutely. So don't sit here and act like the pressure the pressure is too much. You want to go and play house, sir? Figure out how you're going to finish it.
Well, I don't think that he was saying that he wants to play house.
I know that, but he still wants to move in with her.
Of course he does. Yeah. But, you know, some people, me personally, I don't really agree with not living with someone before we get married.
Right.
Because if I live with you and I find out that you step on the carpet before drying your feet, that's grounds for separation in my book. So I need to know these things. I thought you were
working on being better than being childish.
No, I never said that. I never said that. So these are things that I need to know before we get married. That's almost like people, like the whole premarital sex thing. Like, kudos to people that can do it before, but like, I have to test drive the car before I take it home. There's no way that I can't. So I look at that as like living with someone.
However, at the end of the day, you know that if you are taking that step with someone, you do want to be married to them eventually, no?
Yeah, eventually.
Exactly. So period. Like,
But that's what he said. But I think his issue is like the fact that her family is so overbearing that they're putting like time restraints and time whatever on when he does it. And it's like you can't force someone into doing something that they don't want to do.
Right.
And then it's not even genuine.
But like I said, at the end of the day, they're not paying for that. So you're creating that own problem for yourself. Like,
what if they offered to pay for it?
Oh, then that's a different story. Write to us then.
Touche. So let's segue into giving them a good pep talk.
All right.
My pep talk turn into a pep rally.
Before we get out of here, y'all, I just want to close out this pep talk regarding friends. I know that Fu and I discuss how long we have been in each other's lives, 10 years plus. You know, she just went on this trip with her best friends who she has known for decades. And it's so dope. And I think a lot of people can say that they have those friendships, but I challenge everyone to take a look at their friendships. You as a friend and the people who you are calling your friends, because I think in this day and age, that's a term that we take very lightly. And who you allow to get close to you, because again, we talked about this earlier in the episode. The way Nipsey died, like that was somebody that knew him, that was supposedly close to him. And look at what ended up happening to him. And I don't want to make anybody paranoid or anything like that, but be mindful that it's okay to let people go, and it is okay for people to let you go. That is a part of growth. That is a part of becoming an adult. And it's okay. It will hurt, be in your feelings, all of that good stuff. But don't ruminate on it, and don't keep anything toxic in your life for the sake of a status that, oh, we've been friends, or for the sake of time, oh, we've been friends for all this time. Fuck that. Because guess what? People are in your life for a reason and for a season. That person might have come in your life to show you different things about yourself, or you might have been in their life to show them different things about themselves. And when your time is up, your time is up. And as we've already notated, life is very short. You never know when you're no longer going to be here. So don't waste your time. Don't waste your time. Don't waste anybody else's time. And guess what? If it's meant for you, it will be for you. And anything that leaves and it comes back, then you know it's meant to stay.
Facts.
So on that note,
if you guys want to get in contact with us, you can write in to pepnfufu@gmail.com, or you can check us out on our Instagram, which is Pep Talks, the letter N, Fufu, and that's also on Twitter?
Twitter, yes.
We don't really use our Twitter.
We really don't, and I'm really debating deleting it at this point.
Yeah, I mean, people fuck with us on the gram, though.
Yes, and so I'd rather keep it to one social media platform, so yeah.
But yeah, all right. We'll see
We'll
y'all.
see y'all soon.
Bye.
Bye.